What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today it is a prison cooking video today. Today we are going to cook a prison meal, and it's one of my favorite prison meals. This is one of the meals that we usually go all out for. We used to throw everything in it. I'm talking about mushrooms, onions, bell peppers. If it came out the kitchen and we could put it in nachos, we did that. Even if we wanted to salsify some nachos and go Mexican style, get some corn out the kitchen, get some corn on the canteen. But right now, today, we're gonna do some basic prison nachos. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how we did that. Everything that you see today, they actually sold on the canteen. There is no cheating here, baby. So everything is actually items that you can get while you are in prison. People don't think you can get regular food while you're locked up, but they do have a canteen where you can actually buy food and you can turn that stuff that they give you on the canteen into actual meals. I'm talking about some good gourmet meals, and we're gonna start a series, Prison2Profit cooking pretty much, and we're gonna start off with some prison nachos. We already have all these items pre-cut because why not? Obviously, whatever item that I suggest, you can always substitute for something that you may like yourself. Like today, I don't have onions. I personally would like to have onions, but I'm not gonna be the only one eating these meals today, so I'm not gonna put onions in the food, but we will go ahead and go over all the ingredients that we're gonna throw in this meal right now after I tell you that my name is Dante and I did 8 years, 9 months locked up in prison, and it was horrible. The best time in prison was when you actually got to sit down, watch football, and make some prison meals. You would be surprised what people back there actually served in prison. My charge was armed robbery. I do have a whole story about that. If you would like to see that video, you can go check that out. But this is a prison meal. So anyways, let's go ahead and go over all the items that you may need if you would like to cook this meal. So the first item that you're gonna need is gonna be some chicken. Usually they have chicken, fish back there on the canteen, and they all comes in packs like this. So you are going to need some chicken or any kind of protein of your choosing. You can use beans if you would like to. They have beans on the canteen, or you can save that nasty soybean meat that they have in the kitchen and bring that back, or the mystery meat and break those down as well. Whatever kind of meat that you want, you can do. It even works with tuna. Tuna nachos are pretty good. Don't sleep on them, as well as Jack Mac nachos. But we are going to go with the chicken packs that they serve on the canteen, as well as a pack of cheese, a full pack of cheese. I'm talking about all 16 slices. You just go in there like that. Let me get a pack of cheese. Just take all those. We're going to need every single one of those items. And then you're going to need some chips. They serve Doritos on the canteen. They don't serve anything fancy like Tostitos, regular plain chips that you would like to use for nachos. But we're going to substitute and use Doritos that they served on the canteen as well. Then they served sausages as well. Only substitution that I'm going to make, this is going to be a turkey sausage. We eat turkey around here. I just don't believe in eating pork and all that good stuff. I mean, I'm not against it or nothing. I just don't eat it because, you know, your boys getting old and we're not supposed to eat that much stuff, pork and all that bad stuff when we get older. So yeah, so we're going to use some turkey sausage and substitute for the pork or beef sausage that they would have served on the canteen. And then obviously you're going to need some butter, and then you are going to need some of your toppings that we have here. We are going to need some of the bell peppers. We have mushrooms. We have the chicken and the sausage already diced up, so we can go ahead and get through this thing and not waste too much time, as well as seasonings. We do have seasonings as well. They do serve seasoning on the canteen. Yes, you can buy salt and pepper on the canteen, and then we also sold like random seasoning sales. We used to sell like onion powder, garlic powder, lemon pepper, and all that good stuff, but I'm only going to use salt, although I grabbed the pepper, but I'm going to use salt, pepper, some Lowry seasoning salt, which is the universal seasoning salt, and then a little bit of onion powder since we don't have actual onions. You know, we have to bring that onion flavor in there somehow. But yeah, so the very first steps we are going to take when it comes to making this nice setup. Oh yeah, we're also cooking everything in the microwave. We're locked up. We're in prison. We can't just cook wherever we want to. We have to actually use the microwave. So yeah, forgot to say that step. So now that we've established all of our ingredients, we're also going to need some bowls. They sold these bowls in prison as well. Told you, everything we got is straight from the penitentiary, baby. So the first thing we're going to do is going to take our sausages, and we are going to throw them bad boys into the bowl that we want to fry in. You're going to need two separate bowls, one bowl that you're going to fry all your stuff in, and then one bowl for the cheese by itself. So we're going to take all of the turkey and just throw that bad boy in the bowl. So basically the goal is we're going to cook everything The longest it takes to cook, we're gonna put that in there first, and then we're gonna add as we go, because pretty much we're just gonna saute a lot of this stuff. So let's go ahead and throw the sausages in there. We're just gonna say for about 3 minutes or so for this first run, because if you don't know, sausages, they have their own grease, so we don't have to add butter or anything to them. So when we want to throw something else in there like the mushrooms, that also will have the grease from the sausage, and it will all cook together, have that nice little marination of a flavor, since in prison you can't just like throw all kinds of stuff on it. So we need the flavors to work for themselves for us while we're locked up, you know what I mean? While the sausage is cooking, you can go ahead and take all those slices of cheese and just go ahead and break them down, break them down, throw them in the bowl. I recommend slicing them in half or something before you just throw them in the bowl. Don't just throw whole slices of cheese in the bowl. Make sure we're constantly checking on our sausage. Be productive. 2 things at once. Obviously, make sure that we wash our hands before we do any of this. That is an important step. Wash your hands before you serve your family food. And whenever you see it starting to brown for you a little bit, that's when I will personally add in the mushrooms, because mushrooms carry a lot of water and we want them to kind of cook that water out, if you know what I mean. You give that a nice little stir. And then back to slicing cheese. Fun part. Constant stir. At this stage, I'm gonna put in just a little scoop of butter. I'm talking about just a little scoop, not even that much. Stir it around. And then back. Slicing this cheese, you know what I mean? And this is the point where you want to just take it out every probably like 25 to 40 seconds, stir it. By the time you have your cheese in the bowl, you should have heard that beat, you know what I'm saying? So that means you right on time. And you just take a look at it. You can see the sausage is about where I want it to be. Mushrooms, I want it to evaporate a little bit more, so I'm putting it in there for about another 20 seconds. This is an important step. Now that you have your cheese in the bowl, you want to go ahead and season the cheese. Season to your preference, I get a little heavy-handed sometimes with the season. Just not the salt. I get real heavy-handed with the pepper though. You know what I'm saying? We love pepper. Now that the sausage and mushrooms are getting marinated a bit more, now we're going to add the bell peppers. I'm not going to add too many, just a little bit of bell peppers. Another teaspoon of butter. Continue seasoning. And what we want to do is we want to take the cheese and probably put a little less than 1/4 of the bowl of water inside of the cheese. We don't have milk, we don't have creamer. Well, we had creamer in prison, but it was coffee creamer. You can use that a little bit with the water, but in this instance, we're just gonna use straight water. Put a little bit of water with your cheese. It should look about like this or so. A little like that. And that's when you can just see the color difference of the bell pepper already. We're gonna add our chicken last, because the chicken's already cooked. But we still want it to give some of that flavor of the rest of the food that has been in this bowl cooking. So now in the bowl, you're gonna have your chicken, your bell pepper, your mushrooms, your sausage all in the bowl, or whatever else you decide to put in there. If you want to put in watermelon, you can, you know what I'm saying? No matter, we don't discriminate around here. You can put whatever flavor you want to in your nachos. And I'm over here wasting time. The microwave could be utilized while I'm over here wasting time stirring stuff. So we're gonna take that cheese that we had and put that in the microwave. I'm just gonna start it off at 5 minutes. It's starting to look good, huh? Y'all know y'all want some already. Y'all see the steam coming off of it. Still gotta throw this back in the microwave because we have to finish cooking off the chicken, and I wanna cook off that bell pepper a little bit more too, to get some of them flavors infused Like I said, that's what it's all about. You want the flavors really jumping. And you notice we haven't put any salt, pepper, or anything in here yet, right? That's because I want the flavors to work for themselves. So now what we're gonna do is just take a little bit of salt, because we know salt brings everything together, you know. Just a little bit of salt, a little TT, and then some pepper. I'm not even gonna say a little bit of pepper. You can put a lot. And once you have the pepper in there, give it that friendly stir. So it's been about 2 minutes. So the next thing we want to do is just check on the cheese, make sure it's starting to do its bubble thing, which it is, as you can see, starting to do its bubble thing. So we're gonna want to dig into it and just stir it around. Hear it? Y'all hear what that sound like? Yeah, that's gonna come together nicely. That's gonna come together nicely. Take it out and stir it. Check on the cheese, give it a little stir. Once all the cheese is melted, you should see it. Now I'm gonna take it. You see the cheese is thickening up a little bit. I'm gonna let it set so it can harden up a little bit. And then I'm gonna pour it in 2 separate bowls. Now we're gonna put the toppings back in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes or so. And the main reason I do have 2 separate bowls of cheese is because one can be just, you can just dip the cheese in it. You know, if people don't like all the other toppings, they can have this one. And the other one, you can throw all the ingredients inside of it and mix it together and then pour over the food. Or you can dip in that one as well. Just depends on how you like your nachos. Matter of fact, are you a dipper? Do you like dipping, or do you like it already being on top and you just take it off the top and you just dip in your cheese and you just dive in? I'm both. It just depends. Sometimes I like to dip it, and sometimes I like it poured on top of my chips, and then I'll just dive in. Look at what we got going on here. A little bit more, a little bit more. And I try to clean up as I go, but it gets hard sometimes. We're gonna give the cheese a little taste test. And there we go. That is the final product. If you like to cook it longer, you can. If you don't want to, you can. If you want to add another little scoop of butter right here to mix it around, because I know people like the flavor of butter as well, but we're good on the butter. Now you take some chips. Again, there's 2 ways to serve it. You can mix one in the bowl already. So I'll put half of it. Mix it in the bowl. Stir it around. Voila. That's one way you can have it. Can y'all see the flavors popping out of the bowl? I'm saying, I mean, don't sleep, don't sleep. And then I would usually garnish the top with like another bell pepper or make it look fancy or something, because I don't know why. And then we'll just put that to the side. So that's the first one. You can serve it like that. Or you can do the pour over method, where you take it and you just lick it, all the flavor fall down. And then you take the toppings and let it do the same. Let it rain down. Voila. So let's go ahead and try this thing. I need all of it. I need all the flavor. Magnifique. Let's try the dip. Not too bad. So that is Prison Nachos 101. So if you're ever around the house and you're thinking about going to prison, just make these nachos instead. I promise you. You'll have a whole better experience. You'll be happy that you did it because it's good. And it's a quick meal. Nice quick meal. Don't take too long at all. Probably takes about 8 to 15 minutes. Depends on how anal you are about frying your food, cutting your food up and all that good stuff. But definitely a good meal. And this is how you make prison nachos, guys. So if you want to see more videos, guess what? I'm about to make another video right now. And I'm going to make prison lasagna. Oh yes, prison lasagna. So make sure you go watch that video when it comes out. But most importantly, make sure that you bless somebody today, because I promise you, I'm going to bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay, cheesy hands and all, I'm out.